Rick, we know that Jack Smith last night has filed his superseding indictment. It's got the same 4 counts. It's weird because 2 of the counts were thrown out for other folks involved with January 6th who actually went into the building, and the Supreme Court said you can't bring those counts. That violates the Constitution. I have no idea why he's still including these counts with President Trump, because he did not do that. So, again, 2 of the counts seem like they should already be taken out. But that's really not what we're focusing on. We're 39 days out from the election, and he has filed with Judge Chutkan a, quote, redacted version, Rick, of the evidence they want to present against President Trump before Judge Chutkan has a chance to say that some of that actually can't be used because of the Supreme Court decision. I mean, Rick, to me, this is not anything about prosecuting. This is Jack Smith attempting to interfere with the election. It's like he's being paid for by the Harris-Walz campaign.
Yeah, look, Kamala Harris's campaign should tell him to knock it off. When you're 5 weeks from an election and you find a way to repackage an indictment with salacious details that mean nothing, that are nothing of substance to the campaign, but you just want to throw out partisan red meat, it's really frustrating. It's frustrating to watch because we're the United States of America. We're not supposed to have a system like this. We're not supposed to have, people who are totally partisan with the entire power of the court systems in their hands, and that's what Jack Smith has.
Jack Smith, if he wants to continue prosecuting, doesn't have to release this to the public. If he was a real prosecutor, what does he care about the public, right? He's trying to get a conviction of his defendant. It's not that he's supposed to be telling the world, hey, this is who you should or shouldn't vote for, but it's exactly what he's doing. Because, Rick, when you look at the dates, so then the Trump team has 14 days to file in opposition, okay? So that's from starting when he filed last night, so that the clock is counting. That puts you at October 10th. The prosecution then has 7 more days to respond, puts you at October 17th. And let's say the judge ruled immediately, which in a normal case like this involving a new Supreme Court precedent, it would not happen, but I would not put it past a Judge Chutkan at this point to try and do it at least between 1 and 2 days. That would come out just about 19 days before the election, a little over 2 weeks. So right around there, the American people would be reading all of Jack Smith's evidence that he'd like to present against President Trump, but that has not been tested in court.
Well, look, you got to give it to the Democrats and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because their timing is impeccable. They waited for a long time to make these charges. They waited because they wanted to get it close to the election, and their timing is impeccable. Their timing is going to be literally 2 weeks before an election where they throw out a whole bunch of salacious, ridiculous charges. But this was the plan all along, Jordan. This is what they wanted to do. That's why they waited. They lied in wait, and then they pounced right at the right time. Again, I just have to say, I think it's worth saying, every single time we get on, the United States of America should not be in a situation where the weaponization of the courts and the legal system against your political opponents is allowed. Kamala Harris must speak out. She's not going to say anything, though, because she actually really likes it. She likes what's happening. She likes the fact that, the courts are doing the dirty work here. But it is a low point for America.
Yeah, and Rick, when you have these moments, and we are only a few weeks away now from the election, you're talking under 40 days, it does kind of, you have to reset, and you have to really be thinking about this when the media starts portraying all of this, because you can become, if you're the average listener or viewer of cable news or any of these outlets, you can become down about it. It becomes you become desensitized and a little almost depressed by it, but we have to encourage people to stay engaged.
Well, look, I would say that what you have to see when you're faced with the weaponization of your government against political opponents, when you're watching in real time people try to destroy our country and our liberties, I think it's time that you get really involved. You should get mad. You should get really focused on the election. You should talk to every single person you know and make sure that they get focused and they get out there and vote for Donald Trump.